All right, guys. Got my Kai Greene shirt on. Look at that. How awesome is that shirt? Got that long ago. Still looks pretty cool. So Kai Greene, he's at it again. He made a post on Instagram yesterday morning. Go to that. Now, Kai has trolled us several times over the last 9 years. It's been 9 years since Kai Greene competed. He won the Arnold Classic Ohio in 2016. We'll look at that footage later. Then he won the Arnold Australia and the Arnold Classic in Brazil, which a lot of people thought that was kind of his message. He was never doing the Olympia again because he had taken second place in the Olympia 3 years in a row to Phil Heath, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015. He did not compete. And that was it. Let's go to this. Make sure I'm sharing it. Yeah, so let's listen to the post, guys.
I get up in the morning because I have hope. I'm capable of creating the realities that I ask for and am willing to work for. Honestly, I never retired. You 10 years too late.
Are you ready for a comeback?
I'm inspired to get up in the gym these days. Doing it is an expression of hope. And I feel very, very optimistic about tomorrow. I would want to win. I would want to win.
All right, well, didn't exactly come out and say he's coming back, did he? He hinted at it, which he's done before. He's done this a few times, and people are saying stuff like he's just trying to stay relevant. I get that because people have short memories in this industry, and if you haven't competed in a long time, and he is active on social media, and he has a pretty damn good following, but people are starting to forget about Kai Greene, and this is one way of reminding us who he is. Let's go to some footage. Yeah, what does he look like now? We'll look at some footage, but let's look at the last time he competed. Let's take a look at that because he was pretty damn good. So this was 2016 Arnold Classic. This was 9 years ago. It was his second or third Arnold win. I know he'd won the Arnold, I want to say 3 times. I remember him beating Phil Heath at the 2010 Arnold. That was the only time Phil ever lost to Kai Greene. And honestly, I had Phil winning that show. But, Kai Greene, look at that. Nobody, excuse me, nobody poses like that. Nobody. Nobody looks like that. He looks like something out of a video game. Crazy physique, just so thick and dense. So 5'8", his competitive weight has been listed as anywhere from 250 to 275. Who knows? These guys don't have to weigh in, so we don't really know what they weigh. But does he still look like this? It's hard to say. We'll look at his Instagram and try to figure it out. Because I don't know. He's going to be 50 years old in July. He'll be 50 years old in July. That's not a young man. Even in bodybuilding, where we've been able to extend the careers far longer than what they used to be back in the old days, where if a guy was 40 back in the old days, he was done. He was over the hill. He was ruined. As far as any chance of ever doing very well in the sport again. So Kai's 49. He'll be 50. He's turning 50 in 5 months. But boy, was he something else. I still think he's capable of winning pro shows. Could he win the Pittsburgh and New York Pro? I don't know. He'd be going up against Nick Walker and Martin Fitzwater. And who knows? Who knows who else is going to show up? I'm sure some other heavy hitter, big names are going to start dropping and announcing their plans to do those shows. Because Pittsburgh, I believe, is giving away $100,000 first prize for Open, which puts it in the category of some of these other shows. Obviously the Arnold the Olympia is the top money show. Arnold is right behind these days, not far behind. You have shows like Dubai Muscle Show that are giving away really good prize money, and now Pittsburgh Pro, a six-figure payday. Let's take a look at his Instagram, see what we got as far as any recent pictures, because I don't know what he looks like right now. I'm curious. I know he's still staying big. I'm gonna try to find the most recent physique update. I don't think he's done one in a long time. Let's go to that share. Usually what he does is he's got the hoodies on. He's always got the hoodies on. You can see, look at the legs are just still, I don't think size has ever been an issue for Kai. He's staying very, very big. This was 21 weeks ago, so about 6 months ago. Yeah, you could see by the sweat, the hoodie is very tight. You could see he's still carrying all the mass that he ever did. He hasn't lost a beat. There he is training with Mike O'Hearn. Is his waistline any bigger? That's a concern, because a lot of guys, as they get older, for whatever reason, it's years and years of just lifting, eating a lot of food. Maybe it's GH, maybe it's Slim. A lot of times they do get bigger waists. Yeah, I mean, all these. Well, there's one with a shirt, at least a sleeveless shirt, 24 weeks ago. Wow, look at that. Those wooden weights. So I'm trying to find something where he's showing the physique within like even the last year, and it's all hoodies. He's a very humble guy, Doesn't like to show off his physique. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen him. I've seen him a lot of, unless it's training for a training video or something, even then he wears a hoodie most of the time. He's usually covered up. In fact, yeah, can't find anything. Jeez. Go further down. Yeah, I don't think he showed his physique, his entire physique, in a very long time. Because we're going back. Now we're going to probably be into a year's worth of posts here. Don't know what he looks like, guys. We're going to get to your comments in a minute. Yeah. Hard to say. So, like even when I got to train with him 2 years ago in April, it was actually the day that Cedric McMillan died, unfortunately. It was in April of 2022. I was down in Florida visiting my daughter. I was only about a half hour away from the Redcon 1 gym in Boca. He's no longer with Redcon 1. It's not on his bio anymore. The whole time, he never took that sweatshirt off, the hoodie. And he said he doesn't like the attention. He doesn't like people staring at him. It's a distraction when he's trying to train. Because, me with my crappy physique, I had the tank top on. Look at me limping already. I didn't even torn my quad yet. But yeah, he doesn't like to take the hoodie off, like, ever. So let's get to this. So let's get some of your comments, guys. What do you think? Is he coming back? A troll indeed. Kai was jealous that Phil Heath got mentioned by Trump and wanted some attention too. Typical. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that, but Trump recognized a lot of famous African Americans at a White House meeting or something a few days ago. And Phil Heath has it on his Instagram where he did announce him. 7-time Mr. Olympia. I'm wondering, why didn't they invite Ronnie Coleman and Lee Haney, or maybe they did, who have 8 Olympia titles each? Certainly that they deserved an invite to the White House. Smoke Dog, what's up, my man? Says he's trolling again. What do you reckon, Ron? I don't. The fact that he didn't say I'm coming back, but he teases us. It's really not cool to do to his fans, because obviously Kai has millions of fans, and they would love to see him back on stage. But he said, "Don't call it a comeback. I never retired." Well, most guys never retired officially. Like Branch Warren never retired. Dennis Wolf never retired. We've only had a few cases where, like, Dexter Jackson, he did make a nice speech at the Olympia a couple of years back, thanking everybody and officially retiring. And Dennis James did that when he did his last Olympia. He retired on stage. But a lot of guys, they just never compete again, and they don't feel a need to make a public announcement like, that's it, I've decided I'm never competing again. We just assume once they're gone for a few years, that's it. They've just quietly gone away, retired. Dorian Hammer says, do Masters. So obviously that would be, I'm not going to say an easy win, because you never know who's going to show up for that. But, Kai, if he looks anything like this, would probably sweep the Masters Olympia. Issue with the Masters Olympia is the money is not that great. I think it's like a $20,000 first prize. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I'm always wrong. Whereas this Pittsburgh Pro, if he decides to do that, I believe that's $100,000 first prize for the open bodybuilding winner. And that's 100 grand in your pocket. It's not bad. So could he beat Nick Walker? Nick at his best? I don't know. I don't know what Kai looks like right now. Cartoon Arm says Kai's a loser. Sensel says, saying that people still cover these nonsense stems of attention from Kai. For you to learn by now he's 50 for God's sake. Well, he's not 50 until July, Sensel. I think the reason that we still have hope is because it's very clear from all of his posts that he's still training hard. He's still on all the gear. He's still eating all the food, but otherwise he wouldn't look like that. You can tell from how he fills out these hoodies that he hasn't lost anything. He's continued to train and eat and do the gear as if he were going to compete sometime soon. But I mean, look, it's, in April will be 9 years exactly since we've seen him. We haven't seen him on stage. The final Arnold of that year, 2016, the third one in a row that he won was the Arnold in Brazil, in South America. But look at that. I mean, this is a year ago, but he always looks the same. He's carrying, I don't know, he's somewhere around 290 to 300 pounds at 5'8", in pretty good condition. Well, I don't know how old this was. Was he roller skating with the afro wig? Yeah, the midsection, I mean, it was never small anyway. Once he put on all that size, but because he's so big overall, it's not really an issue. Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of posts, but always covered up, always covered up. I don't know. You're shooting some hoops. How is he? Well, okay, he's better than me. I don't think I could do that. Yeah, I mean, the closest we could see to what still looks the same as those legs, and they're still ridiculously big. I don't think Kai would ever have small legs. He could probably stop training him forever, and they'd still be bigger than the average guy. So, like I said, the fact that he doesn't have a major sponsor anymore, as far as, Redcon, I'm sure they were paying him, well into the six figures. If I had to guess, I'd probably say they were giving him $200 to $300 a year. If I had to guess, I have no idea. I'm sure it was at least 100, but I bet it was way more than that. Who's this? Does he have a supplement sponsor? Core Champs. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Well, let's look at the bio. What does he have in his bio for supplements? Kai Greene. Oh, I got to get out of this. I didn't know that was a supplement company. My bad. So maybe he does have a supplement sponsor that's Hummus Fit, Dark Sport. So Hummus Fit is one sponsor. Okay. Do they make like cookies and cream? I don't know. It doesn't look like a supplement company. It looks like more like a meal prep company, if I had to guess. Shopping and retail, prepared meal delivery service and protein snacks. Okay. Dark Sport. Dark Sport is clothing, right? That's a clothing sponsor. Who else has he got for a sponsor? Riderwear shoes. Okay, that's shoes. It's good. He's got a shoe sponsor. Mini Kai. What's Mini Kai? I don't know what that is. That says doll. Oh, wow. He's got a doll. Is he going to inject the doll? This is crazy. I didn't even know about this. He's got a wig on. He's going to inject his Kai doll with something. Yeah, Kai's a unique individual. He's dressed like, I think he's supposed to be Sulu from Star Trek. Is that what he's going for? What look he's going for? Yeah, he's Kai with Mini Kai. Can you buy the Mini Kai? Or is that just Mini Kai has its own page? I don't know. That's crazy. This was, 288 weeks ago. That was a long time ago. Final link there is Chronicles of Kai. He's only got one post. Chronicles of Kai is a graphic novel, a comic book that he makes. He's an excellent artist. Really good artist. Yeah. Good question, guys. Is he coming back? Let's go back to any comments. No more comments. Yeah. So I guess we're going to make this a short one today. Yeah. Is he coming back? He could come back. I wouldn't be overly surprised if he does come back, but I would be more inclined to believe that he's teasing us with something else. Like maybe he's just doing a guest posing appearance at the Pittsburgh Pro and maybe the New York Pro too. Maybe they're gonna let him do that. I don't know. Would be excited for comeback 5 years ago. Yeah. I don't know, Mark. I would still love to see it because I saw him in his prime. I saw him in those years battling Phil Heath, and I saw him winning the Arnolds and winning the New York Pros. I think he's won that 2 or 3 times. I'd love to see him come back, but Willie, I'm not holding my breath. Not holding my breath. More money if you have big names doing the Masters, maybe get more competitive as time goes on. Yeah, I mean, like right now, we know guys like Hidetaka Yamagishi, Phil Clayhar. I don't think anyone like Dexter is doing it. No one that's like at that top Olympian level. I mean, Dexter was Mr. Olympia and 5-time Arnold Classic champ. Still with Ryder, another supplement company. Ryder is shoes. It looked like they make protein snacks in their meal prep service, so I can't see them paying him the way Redcon was paying him, and I wonder why Redcon let him go. He's had that mini Kai for some years. Yeah, I saw him with that doll years ago. I didn't know that was a thing, that he made a whole Instagram page for it. Used to be hyped the Kai come back. Sadly, I don't care now. Yeah, I agree, Sight. It's kind of like Sight Teach. It's kind of like the boy who cried wolf. People got all riled up when the boy who cried wolf said wolf, wolf the first time and the second time, but by the third time they didn't believe him and there actually were wolves coming. But Kai hints at these comebacks all the time, and I'll believe it when I see it, and I think that's how most of you guys feel. Most Kai fans, and I am a Kai fan. I got the damn shirt on. I've trained with the guy. I've known him since he was not an amateur. I met him shortly after he turned pro the first time. I still think he's one of the greatest bodybuilders of our generation. Absolutely. But will he ever come back? I don't know. Yeah, I lean toward the Masters Olympia just because he never got the Mr. Olympia title. And I don't see that ever happening for him. I mean, you got guys now like Samson, Andrew Jacked, Derek Lunsford, Hadi Chupan. I mean, there's guys that I think he would have a really hard time with the new crop of guys that's at the top of the Olympia these days. So I don't see that happening. Masters Olympia, it's an Olympia title. Maybe he'll come back because he always won that Olympia title. And this would be not the Mr. Olympia, but Masters Mr. Olympia is nothing to be ashamed of. So far, we've had guys in the past like Robbie Robinson, Vince Taylor, the late Don Youngblood. Kamalo Garni is our reigning Masters Olympia champion. Yeah, I agree. I think he's got a much better chance of winning the Masters Olympia than he does the Pittsburgh Pro and the New York Pro. Look, we already have the New York Pro. The Pittsburgh and New York. I think they're both doing it. We already have Nick Walker going in, who's been third place at the Olympia a couple of years back. We got Martin Fitzwater, who was just fourth place and arguably could have been third place. I don't know if he could beat those guys. I don't know what he looks like now. Brendan Curry said if he places fifth in the Arnold Masters, thinking the Kai and Masters. Oh, yeah, Mr. Busy, 100%. Brandon Curry, who's a former Mr. Olympia and a 2-time Arnold Classic champ, him jumping into this year's Masters Olympia would be a huge boost to that lineup. I'd be all about that. I would be very, very supportive of that decision. 5-plate incline. Yeah, he's still pretty damn strong. I bet he still moves these kind of weights. I've seen videos of him squatting 7 plates for a few reps. He could do 5 plates. I think, what's that, 6 right there? 5. I've seen him videos where he did 5 plates for like 15, 20 reps. And he's super strong. The day we trained together, he was moving. He was just messing around. He was moving some very good weights on that day. Yeah. I mean, no matter what, he's going to go down in history as one of the greatest bodybuilders of his generation. Never got the Olympia, but he got a couple New York Pro titles, a few Arnold Classic titles. He pushed Phil Heath to the limit 3 years in a row. That was, of course, the greatest rivalries of probably our generation. I'd definitely go with Ronnie and Jay. That was an amazing Mr. Olympia rivalry for years and years. But the Kai-Phil Heath rivalry was pretty damn exciting, too. We'll always remember that year when it was 2012 or 13 when Kai and Phil were on stage and Kai whipped around fast, twisted around and whipped. He smacked Phil in the face with his big giant ponytail. That was a boss move. Sorry, man, hiccups. Yeah, Phil didn't appreciate that too much. So, man, I don't know. I don't know if we're ever going to see him again. I, for one, would love to see it. I'm sure all of us would love to see it. The video is just so vague. It just says, I'm not retired, which leaves room for a comeback, but he's hinted at comebacks several times before, and we have not seen them materialize to fruition. He has not come back. Personally, I'm inclined to believe we're never going to see Kai on stage again, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. Actually, Kai was on the Netflix show Stranger Things. He was in a few episodes. Look it up. It's true. But yeah, for Kai fans, we hold out hope. I still hold out hope that we'll see him this year, if not at the Pittsburgh Pro or New York Pro, then at least at the Masters Olympia in Tokyo, Japan. Imagine if he was up there with Brandon and Kai. Who else would do it? Yeah, it would be pretty damn great. I'd love to see that. But time will tell. Kai's led us to believe that he's going to compete several times before, and he's let us down. He hasn't followed through. So let's hope this time is different. Tell me in the comments, guys. Do you believe it? What do you think the chances are of this actually happening? Do you think he's going to come back at Pittsburgh Pro and New York Pro, as it's sort of hinted at on that Instagram post? Or are the odds better we'll see him at the Masters Olympia? Or do you think, no way in hell, we're never going to see Kai Greene ever on stage again? Drop a comment below and let me know what you think, guys. Very curious to know what your opinion is. And that's it. I'll see you guys later. Have an awesome weekend.